Hi everyone, it's day 16 finally. I didn't know when this day would come again. Honestly, it's been a stressful couple of days. I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer just over a month ago, and this was the first week where I've had sleepless nights. And let me tell you for why. On Tuesday we had a call saying that the scheduled day 16 of my chemo radiotherapy schedule was to be cancelled. In fact, the whole hospital was to be closed and disinfected because of a suspected COVID case that came into the hospital. Now, this isn't just a case of shifting an appointment. There are many papers out there which say, in fact, the messaging from all the hospitals and oncology says, do not miss an appointment. They can have a negative impact on your outcome. So having a day missed worries me. Not knowing when they're going to reopen the hospital worries me a great deal more. Having very little information from the hospital, apart from a reassurance of, don't worry, did not stop me worrying. So, preparing mentally and physically for these sessions is a tough job. But preparing mentally and physically and then not being sure when the appointment is going to be, and at that time it felt like, if ever, that had quite a negative effect on my faith in anything. It's a funny thing because I feel like I've gone from almost a rational character where I can look at the odds and think, oh yeah, it's pretty good, to a case of having been embraced by chaos theory, where anything that can happen will happen. I mean, you know, it's been an incredibly small chance of my having this kind of cancer at this age. There's an incredibly small chance of so many things that have happened all throughout this, so I'm not discounting the small percentages anymore, you know. I have these days where I go into the hospital and they tell me, oh, your bladder's great and everything else is great. Then the next day they tell me you didn't prepare well today, and I tell you I prepared well, exactly the same either way. So everything felt a little bit arbitrary to me. And I found all that to be particularly stressful, I can't lie. The good news is that in my case, and it was explained to me by a consultant in Singapore, that there shouldn't be too much of an impact owing to the 2 days of missed radiation and from this week and the 1 day from the national holiday a few days ago. Which means that it should be okay. The reason it shouldn't have too much of an impact in my case, by the way, is because after the radiation, they're going to cut away the affected area. If this was the case that the radiation was the primary treatment, it would have quite a negative outcome on my prognosis. But the fact is that they can blast this, take the affected part away, and it should be okay. Or should not be any worse for this experience. I don't know, guys, I'm rambling a little bit. I've also had lots of compliments today about how much better I seem and more alive, and I do feel a lot more so because I only had 1 treatment in 5 days. It's almost as if the treatment itself is quite punishing, and not having it has a uplifting effect on me. Anyway, I'd much rather be having the treatment and the certainty of knowing where the treatment's going to be. Frankly, I'm a bit worried at this point if they have another COVID issue. Are they going to close down again? For how long? I've been reassured that so long as the sessions take place within 7 weeks, we should be all right. But I tell you guys, it's been a tough couple of days. The good news is they're having a makeup session for me on Saturday, so I'm only going to be 2 days behind rather than 3, which is nice. Although that means my weekend will only be 1 day, and instead I'll be facing 8 sessions in 9 days. So, what state will I be in this time next week? Well, tune in to find out, right? I'm sorry, I'm not going to do cliffhangers again. That could get really grim real fast. Alright, I think that's it for now. I've got a new toy for the camera, so I'm going to start wandering around and making these videos a bit more interesting soon. But they didn't arrive in time for this video, so you're stuck with fake newsman, the Welsh Stephen Colbert, I like to think of myself. Anyway, very good, wonderful. I'm back in the game. I'm back into the chemotherapy, and I'll be back in your faces this time again tomorrow. Cheers everyone, take care.